This is Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of the Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl here center stage at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford. Thanks to our friends at Collins Aerospace and the Rockford Public Library. Last week you watched a fantastic game between Byron and Warren. Byron had a pretty strong showing. Wasn't very close there at the end, but all of our other games so far have been relatively close. We'll see what happens with this game. Here's the two teams that are playing this week. Say hello to the Keith Country Day Cougars. Keith was actually our Season 4 runners-up. They lost a heartbreaker in the first round last season, but they came as close to anyone did, defeating eventual champs Auburn. They lost by only 60 points. They hope for a different outcome this time around. Captain Eleanor, introduce us to your starting lineup.
Hi, I'm Eleanor Campbell. I'm the captain of the Keith Country Day School team. My teammates will introduce themselves from left to right.
I'm Billy Fenton.
I'm Ryan Fish.
I'm Nong Baconiac.
Welcome, Keith Country Day. On the other side of the stage, it's the Dixon Dukes. Say hello to Dixon. Dukes have been part of Quiz Bowl since day one. 3 of the last 4 years, they made it into the second round. They are hoping to do that again this season, led by Captain Schuyler. Captain, introduce us to the rest of your team.
Hi, I'm Schuyler. My team will introduce themselves from right to left.
I'm Emily Drew.
I'm Thomas.
I'm Lillian.
Welcome to the Dixon Dukes. You ready to play some game, answer some questions, earn some points? All of the above? That was a very strong yes from Schuyler. I'm going to have you beatbox all of your answers, Schuyler, if that's okay, right? Sorry, inside joke, pregame. All right, let's get into our Superior Joining Technologies buzz-in round. Contestants, you know the rules. If you buzz in, you're on your own. No conferring. The two most important rules: wait for me to call your name, and make sure you say your answer loud and clear, especially because of our social distancing masks, right? So make sure that those answers are loud and clear in the microphones. Here's our first question this week. Hands on your buzzers. Charlotte Lucas obtains financial security by marrying the unpleasant clergyman Mr. Collins in what novel by Jane Austen? Eleanor.
Pride and Prejudice.
That is correct, also known for Sense and Sensibility. And Emma and Keith is first on the board this week. New question, teams. What people created the kingdoms of Essex and Sussex, lent their name to the German state home to Dresden, and settled Britain along with the Angles? Eleanor.
Saxons.
That is correct. Dresden is in Saxony. That's 2 in a row for Eleanor and for Keith. You've got 20 now. What organ has an outer protective stratum corneum, is part of the integumentary system, is affected by psoriasis, and has an inner dermal layer? Nangba.
Skin.
That is correct. It's the largest organ in the body. It's 3 in a row. Keith, you have 30. Sul Sul and Dag Dag are greetings in the artificial language used in what video game series, whose expansion packs? Thomas.
Sims.
That is correct. Those expansion packs include Get Famous and Get to Work. The language is called Simlish. And those are Dixon's first points of the game. New questions now for both teams. What surname is shared by art patrons Peggy and Solomon, the latter of whom commissioned a New York City museum designed by Frank Lloyd Wright? Schuyler.
Hamilton.
Incorrect. Keith, you have a chance for these 10 points. Billy.
Guggenheim.
That is correct. Just reopened actually a few weeks ago. Guggenheim is right, and you are up to 40 points. Ecotones are the boundaries between what major ecological community types that include chaparral, temperate forests, savannas, and tundras? Billy.
Biome.
Billy, say that again.
Biome.
Biomes is correct. Those are your 10 points. A Sportsman's Sketches is a collection by what Russian author who wrote about the nihilist Dr. Bazarov in his novel Fathers and Sons? That's a tough literature question. Ivan Turgenev. Hard for me to even pronounce. Hard to expect you to even know that one. That was tough. That's how we end the round. No points for either team, but time is up for our first round of the day. Keith Country Day has 50 points. Dixon has 10. 3 more rounds to play, and we'll get to that game action right after this short break. Don't go away.